I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go?
Hey DSMS, it's Jason.
And Josh with DSMS TV News.
8th grade GSA club meets today during lunch.
Gaming club is canceled this week.
There are no birthdays today.
There are no sports today.
Now to an announcement about the canned food drive.
We are having a March Madness for our canned food drive. This benefits families in the PV school district. This is how it works. You will bring your canned food, starting tomorrow, to your first period class. You can bring it any day this week. This is who you are competing against for the first week. Miss Bell gets a pass because she brought in the most canned food, most pajamas, sorry. And then the people who are competing against each other for the first week is Hess and Nobley, Somar and Cronin, Gore and Coulter, Irwin and Block, Tillinghast and Hartzell, Hull and Owentino, and Layton, and then Stanchever and Noonan.
And then Miss Khan's class gets a freebie because they had the most points for Spirit Week. Saley and Green, Grover and Gold, Moore and Samuels, Zepeda and Zymes, Sussman and Cueto, Coda and Groff, and Jones and Jenga. Whoever wins the first round will continue on in the March Madness canned food drive. There is a paper in every classroom that states the rules and requirements.
Welcome back from spring break, DSMS. I'm Mrs. O'Boyle.
And this is Mr. Hummert. And we're here to tell you that it is a great time to be a student, a teacher, or a family at DSMS. And today we're here to shout out about it. First, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Z, Miss Khan, and Miss Layton for their leadership on amazing field trip experiences across the country for our students. Stand up right now if you were on one of the trips that went across country, either to Washington or to California. Were these amazing trips or what? Okay, you can sit down. I just want to talk about Washington for a moment. This was such a well-run and managed trip. Our students had really amazing experiences in our nation's capital and in Gettysburg. From the start to finish, we were stopped along the way by people, by our leaders, and by the people in the local towns who were telling us that our students are so well behaved. We asked good questions, and throughout the trip, we got compliments. I was so proud of DSMS in our time in Washington. How about California?
I had a great time on a California trip with our choir students, and I know that Ms. Pinto had a great time with the band students also in California. But from my experience, I got to watch some amazing performances from the Bravo students, Desert Harmony, the Sidewinder Singers, and of course the Showstoppers. It was a great competition, and we had some fun at Disneyland too and some other places. Also got a lot of compliments from people around the area saying our kids were really well behaved, and we had a lot of fun too.
Well done, DSMS. Second, I want to give a shout out to Mrs. Groff. KTAR will be honoring Mrs. Groff with a special Teacher Appreciation Award later on today. This is a great way to kick off the season of teacher appreciation. Be sure to let that special teacher in your life know that they are valued for all that they do.
Now I want to make mention of some of our student athletes. Not just the current athletes, but in the past season as well. We had some great seasons out there, and most of our teams finished either first or second in their league. So just want to give a shout out to those folks who work extra hard after school, practicing, showing respect to their coaches and their teammates, and going out and competing with pride for our Sidewinders. Great job, student athletes. We're looking forward to boys wrestling also. Well, anyone can wrestle, and that's coming up in our next season. But right now, it's girls basketball, and we can't wait to see some of those games.
Another exciting thing at DSMS is we're honoring students who are doing the right thing. The Sidewinder Bucks, there are prizes every week. We didn't do it the last day before break, so if you have tickets in your backpack now, we'll be drawing, I think, on Friday?
Yeah, we'll draw on Friday. You can put your tickets in on Thursday at lunch. We're going to have some really cool prizes this week.
So teachers, I know we're just getting kind of back into the routine. Make sure you know where these are, and when you see students doing the right thing, doing well, being model students, that's the time to distribute these.
Our last message to you all is, it is an important season for us as teachers and administrators in that we're going to be starting our testing here in the next few weeks. Next week on Wednesday, we're going to have our 8th grade Ames Science Test, and that is a measurement of how much you've learned in the 7th and 8th grades for science. And then Thursday, the following day, that's I believe April 5th, we're going to have our AZ Merit writing test.
That's it.
Yes. And so we are looking forward to that test as well. More information to come about where and when you will be testing. But next week we have testing. But that's important to our school. And Mr. Hummert, tell us about why that's important.
Well, it's important in two aspects. First, individually, your test scores are compared to last year's and the year before that. And on to the high school, your high school boards and later your college boards are going to be looking at how you improve from year to year on the same assessment, right? So you want to make sure that you're giving your best effort each time you take that test so that you show improvement throughout the years as you move on into high school. And as a school, this is a way that we really shine. We compete with other schools for ratings and for performance on these things. Most of students here are going to be moving on to Horizon High School, which is an A-rated school. You should feel good about moving on into high school into an A-rated school. Desert Shadows right now is an A-rated school, but each year we need to perform to keep that rating and that distinction. That's one way that Desert Shadows really shines. And I know, Mrs. O'Boyle, that we are going to perform very well because we have so many students who are pushing to get on the honor roll and on the principal's list. If you continue to work with your teachers, for the reason why we're here, our purpose in being here is to learn and grow as students. So let's stay with it and have a great testing season. These next few weeks into April are very important for us. I know we're going to do well.
That's it from your admin team. Have a great day, everybody.
Be safe, be smart, and be kind.
Hey DSMS, it's Julie with the weather. Today there's a high of 88 and a low of 60 with 32% humidity and a 0% chance of rain. That's all for the weather. Now back to the anchors.
I am back.
Do not forget about me.
Do not forget to check the lost and found often.
Now to the credits.